So let's talk about lessons learned last year. I know for some, 2021 was just as hard a year as any other recent year has been, if you know what I mean. But I have to say, I actually had a pretty good 2021 when I sit and think about it. Do you guys reflect on past years when a new year hits? I got to say, I've been reflecting on it probably for a while now. Actually, it's already halfway through January. I've been really thinking about, like, what did that year, 2021 in this case, bring to my life and my own healing journey, because that's what I'm all about, analyzing and evaluating the healing process and the journey of wellness, because that is what it is, right? It's a journey. um so I thought I'd share with you what I think are the three main lessons I learned along the way, lessons learned or truths that became apparent along the way for me in 2021, because they kind of surprised me when I really sat and thought about it. Um, I wasn't necessarily expecting these particular truths to pop up so evidently in my life this past year. So I really encourage you, side note, if you don't reflect on time frames, whole years or quarters or even just hard weeks or good weeks or days, if you're not reflecting on your journey, I really encourage you to set aside time to do that. It's always worth it. And it's not always easy. I know I don't like to stop and be still and reflect all the time, but I'm getting better at it. It is definitely something that is a priority to me now and has proven to be worth the effort to do it, because it does help with your trajectory then moving forward. As we talk about a journey, right? We can't just ignore pieces of it or not grow from pieces of it. All of it is growth and development opportunity. But the rest and reflection piece is a good piece that I think a lot of people don't capitalize on or take advantage of doing. So side note is, I recommend doing that. Okay, so the three lessons or truths that I take away from 2021 are these. Number one, hustle should be spirit led. What I mean by that is, this hustle culture idea of, like, I'll sleep when I'm dead and hustle harder, and I'm hustling for whatever purpose, business related, health goal related, anything related to hustle, doesn't make hustle wrong. But I think that the culture of that being the acceptable way to, like, push the needle in any area of your life is not truth. I think hustle culture is not truth. And it is not in our best healing interest. And some of you may already be there and be like, yes, duh. That was not me. I thought that there was a time and a place, at least, for a hustle. I don't necessarily think that hustling is wrong. And that is why I worded this truth the way I did, that hustle should be spirit led. For me, that means it should be very, very specifically denoted as, this is the time, the place for this particular hustle, whatever that looks like. Because sometimes we do have to move our booty a little for some reason, right? Or we do have to do some extra work or put in some extra time or energy for a specific purpose. But I really feel like that is a specific time that needs to be decided by you, of course. And for me, led by where God is leading me in my journey. Again, whether that be healing, my business, my family life, my jujitsu, which I love, but all of that can have hustle with it. And I am now firmly rooted in hustling only as the spirit leads, and only when, and very specific amount of time, and then allowing rest and recovery as part of that as well. So I have a totally different view of this hustle culture world that I've come and grown out of. And I'm really glad for that change in viewpoint from 2021 for me. And the second truth or lesson from 2021 for me has been that recalibrating your self and your body is normal, not an exception to the rule, not a one off. I actually now, um, especially after 2021, really view this recalibration, is the best word I can think, where we just are making tweaks or adjustments, minorly or majorly, depending along the way, um, to be a normal, an ongoing normal. If I didn't get that in my head this last year, I would have had a lot more tension and stress around a lot of the recalibrations I personally had to do. You guys, I've walked you along my journey with Bartonella. More updates hopefully coming soon with that. By the way, it's been a while since an update because I didn't have much to update you on, but I've been on this Bartonella healing journey too now this past year. My headache journey, I've shared with you in great length because that has been one of my most prominent healing journeys. But also, I've had a lot of recalibrations within my own like personal life, my business world, all of that. And I have really, really come to see how that is just normal. It's just normal all the time to be considering that there are going to be tweaks and adjustments and recalibrations needed potentially at any given moment. And that's okay. That should be normalized, especially on our healing journeys, right? Our bodies, souls, minds, spirits, they speak to us. They alert us, and we can trust in that for our recalibration journey too, okay? And the third major truth and lesson I learned in 2021 specifically was it was confirmed, at least for me in 2021, that quick fixes aren't the normal. Quick healing isn't the normal. If that happens in our lives, awesome. Lucky us, right? But quick fixes are not to be normalized. This ties into the recalibration piece because there's always an ebb and flow to journeys of any type, healing journeys included. Nothing is linear typically, and therefore nothing is a quick, straight shot to a solution often. And that needs to be said more. And that is something is on my heart to emphasize more in walking with people on their own healing journeys. That taking time for it and embracing the journey, whatever the length, duration, and trajectory of it, is important and critical, crucial, and probably necessary. And it's okay. It's normal. If you caught my video, yesterday? I talked about my own Lyme healing journey with all its ups and downs and not even like direct path for a long time, being now, as of this year, a 20-year journey so far. Every step along the way had a purpose in that 20 years, though. There's no regrets, really. It was all laid out the way it was laid out for that reason. Not everyone's gonna have a 20-year journey. Some are gonna be shorter and some are gonna be longer. But the point is, it was never gonna be a quick fix for me. And if I hadn't had the motto, enjoy the journey, placed in my brain as a child from a basketball coach of mine, that motto carried me through so much of this journey myself that is why it's a motto now in my own business, because it is critical to enjoy, and I've added in also embrace your journey because it's yours for you to own. You might as well make the best of it because it's going to be full of ups and downs. They always are. Right? So those are the three truths and lessons I've kind of really learned this past year, if not solidified for myself, on my journey of life and all that encompasses healing, personal life, professional life, all of it. So I'd love to hear what you feel like you've learned in 2021. It's been a crazy couple of years, so I'm sure we're all learning really interesting things as we go through this experience of uh, the world, the state of the world today, but also our own individual journeys as they stand. So share with me because I'd love to feel normalized, but also to journey with you and what you're going through and what you're realizing are your truths. And anyway, how do you feel about what I said? Do you agree? Disagree? Did it get you thinking about things differently? I'm curious about that too. So I'd love to hear more from you. But at the end of the day, cheers to your journey. I'm here for it and I'm right there with you on it. Talk to you later.